Right. Hello, welcome to VK Punk Wrestling, your new and soon to be recognized undisputed heavyweight champions of wrestling and sports entertainment coverage. I'm your host, Vin C Punk, and if you're joining VK Punk for the first time, do me a solid and smack that thumbs up button like it's a steel chair shot to the dome. Then hoist that subscribe button up high with a pile driver, clamp down on the bell icon with a sharpshooter so you're in the loop every time we drop a new video. And share this with your squad so we can hit a triple team shatter machine on the YouTube algorithm. Let's make some noise, guys, and get into today's video. We'll be stepping into the squared circle to unpack the wildest and juiciest wrestling headlines from this past week. I've got a scoop that's hotter than a flaming table spot, and we're going to be diving in deep. But before we get rolling, let's throw a massive shout out to our reigning VK Punk Wrestling champ, AK Havoc. Uh, my man, you better super glue that title to your waist because WrestleMania is just a month out, not even a month out, just a few weeks, and I'm coming for that gold like a rabbit fan chasing a free T-shirt. I mean, let's be real here. That belt has been whispering my name since day one. It's practically got Vin C Punk embroidered on the belt. It should have been mine ages ago, champ. So watch your back, cause I'm coming. Now, before we hit the mat with the news, let's give a roaring applause for our amazing sponsor, Capco Championship Belts. These folks are the Michelangelo of title making and crafting. Their replicas are so stunning, you'll want to parade them around your neighborhood like you just won the main event. We're talking wrestling belts, UFC straps, you name it. The guy Abdul there, he's an absolute wizard. He's cooking up a custom masterpiece for this channel that's going to make your jaw drop harder than a botched top rope move. But wait, because there's more, guys. Capco's got the full gear closet. Shirts that scream, vests that are tough, jackets that are slick, gloves, masks, and even more. I've personally got a whole bunch of their pieces. The set is basically a walking Capco billboard. Trust me, you need this in your life. Swing by www.capcointernational.com, and the email deets and Facebook are in the credits at the end of this video. Don't miss out and tell them VK Punk sent you. All right, so enough hype. Let's get down to the main event of this show. All right, it's our end of the week news roundup, so buckle up because we're covering more ground than a Royal Rumble Final Four. VK Punk, because we the ones for wrestling content. First up, we got some big AEW drama. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it drama, but it's amicable and even. Saraya has officially tapped out from the company. The woman's wrestling journey is wilder than a no DQ match with thumbtacks. She kicked off young, tearing it up with a promising career, then hit the big leagues in the WWE with a run so epic that it's still replayed on highlight reels. Injuries derailed her, first a retirement that broke our hearts, but she roared back only to get sidelined again, and then bam, AEW comeback. She had a pretty decent stint there, even snagging some gold, but lately she's been radio silent and missing in action from TV. And with the women's roster that AEW has exploding with fresh faces and just so much talent, I mean, you got to think of it like, I don't know. But Saraya felt like she doesn't really have a spot anymore. There's really no room for her, and if she was to get back in the mix, she would be taken away from the people that are already there. So she and AEW shook hands and parted ways on good terms. She's even out here praising the company, saying it was a blast. What a class act she is. But don't count her out. She's got too much fight left. I bet my last energy drink will see her lace up those boots again somewhere down the line. Let's go ahead and switch gears over to WrestleMania. It's getting a little wild here. The Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, still doesn't have his dance partner locked in for the big show, but the rumor mill is churning faster than a spinning toehold. Backstage buzz from Fightful Select says WWE is cooking up a four-way showdown featuring Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. That is a picture of chaos. Four dudes slugging it out for the IC gold. But there could be other things because The reason it's probably not set in stone yet is because plans shift quicker than a ref's blind spot, so nothing is official. Some insiders are even whispering that it could balloon to an even bigger match like six man or a ladder match or something crazy like that. I'm personally praying that Finn Balor gets his flowers here. He's been grinding forever, and this could be a moment to shine while smashing the Judgment Day to bits. Dominic's getting booed out of the building, of course, so Penta's going to be flipping around like a human highlight reel, and Braun's just breaking necks, quite literally. This one's got me on the edge of my seat. What's your prediction, guys? Go ahead and hit the comments and let me know. All right, so next up, a blast from the NXT past. Cal Bloom, aka Von Wagner, also popped up on AEW this week. He wasn't wrestling though. He was playing security guard for an in-ring segment. Talk about a plot twist. NXT had big dreams for this guy. Tall, jacked, real powerhouse vibe, but they cut him loose not crazy long ago. AEW was being filmed on his home turf, so he's like kind of standing stoic while AEW filmed nearby. But don't get too excited. This doesn't scream full-time AEW contract. More like, hey, we need an extra beefy dude for this bit. Still oof. I mean, what a fall from this guy. From future star to indie extra gig. The crowd didn't pop for him back in NXT. He didn't really get over. So maybe he's, just couldn't connect or something. Nice to see him on screen though. Regardless, finger crossed he catches a break and gets back into the game soon. All right, so our next story is over on Raw. We got the grand debut of El Grande Americano and Holy Controversy Batman. This story is twistier than a pretzel factory. It kicked off with a goofy vignette, right? When we saw Chad Gable crawling around the desert like he was on like a survival show or something. And then he returns as this masked mystery man. Well, stirring up trouble. We don't really know that it's him at that point, but it probably is him. So, but then at the end of the night, we see both of them in the same shot. So what's that about? You fast forward to a match with Dragon Lee. Gable come in, he got a doctor's note. Says, hey, what about the new guy? And lets El Grande Americano step in. Of course, he trades blows with Lee. The crowd lost it. Backstage was buzzing. And WrestleVotes reported heavy praise for both Gable and Lee. These two are gold. Gable's a workhorse, and Dragon Lee's got that high-flying magic. But then, plot twist, El Grande, maybe accidentally or not, yanks off Dragon Lee's mask. Audible City puts him right into the ankle lock. I don't even know that this was a work. I think this might have accidentally happened, maybe because it seemed like Gable called an audible on the spot. So was it planned? Was it not? Who knows? The refs were scrambling. Now, some fans in Mexico are livid about this because the luchador masks are sacred. And this has felt like a slap in the face. Add in the Gulf of America billing, storing political potshots and rumors the vignette was AI made. Seriously, who cares about that? And you've got a hot mess. The action's top tier, but the drama might sink it. I'm hooked where this is going. Please sound off below in the comments. In other WWE news, SmackDown is in the hot seat now, and not in a good way. Fans, talent, even the WWE brass aren't really vibing with the blue brand lately. Road Dogg Brian James is back running the writing team, and people are tossing shade like it's a heel promo. Is it the 3-hour runtime Dragon? Our matchups are feeling flatter than a jobber's push, or the stories are staler than week-old popcorn. I've got a theory. WrestleMania is so close. It's not that close, but they're booking months ahead, stretching the plots thinner. We're drowning in recaps that replay the whole saga while the live show adds like 2 minutes of progress. Next week's recap, same deal, plus the tiny sprinkle of new stuff that we just added this week. They can't blow the big Mania payoffs early or nothing, so we're stuck in this slow-mo tiptoeing to not spoil the finish. It's tough. It's not too predictable, but we're bored. Too fast, and the hype's gone. Right now, it's Bland City. AEW's Dynasty build is outshining Mania's build, and that's a real gut punch. WWE needs to step it up. So now let's talk about somebody that we haven't talked about in a real long time. Mandy Rose. Yep, she's back in the headlines. She's been ghosting WWE since her NXT Women's Champ days ended over some spicy fan time photos that leaked. She was the queen, unified the NXT and the NXT UK titles into one shiny prize, then poof, gone. This week, she fired shots on Busted Open Radio after a post called Stephanie Vacour NXT's first double champ. Mandy was like, "Excuse me, I did that." She's feeling erased from WWE's history books, technically. She held both titles in the ring post-match, but officially they were merged into one, so really once she won, they were only one title. Fair point or sour grapes on her point, or her part, or NXT's part. She's also salty about SmackDown's Tiffany Stratton swiping her old catchphrase. Mandy Muse, maybe they don't want me tied to them anymore. She's still not slamming the door shut. She says she's young, her boots aren't hung up, and the return could happen if it fits. What's your call? Should Mandy get her flowers as a double champ? Or was that title just unified into one title, those two titles, I mean. Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. On the women's side of thing, here's a huge scoop. Evolution, the all-women's premium live event, might rise from the ashes in 2025. Last seen on October 28th of 2018, 7 years back, man. WrestleVote says WWE is eyeing a summer relaunch. BuddySlam.net's Corey Hayes pegged July 5th, 2025 as a hot date, but nothing's official or set in stone, so all of this stuff is allegedly. Expect a reveal near WrestleMania 41 in Vegas next month. The OG Evolution stacked. Ronda Rousey topped Nikki Bella. Becky Lynch outlasted Charlotte Flair in a brutal last woman standing match. Toni Storm won the Mae Young Classic, and Trish Stratus took down Lita. Oh, with Lita, took down Mickie James and Alicia Fox. 7 matches, 3 titles defended. Could this be the women's division big comeback? I'm all in for this. I hope they do get this done. I think they should get this done. Continuing women in a different company, this is a weird turn. Gail Kim has been released from TNA, fired from her producers and talent relations role. Woo! The wrestling world, who knows, is shook. I know a lot of people don't follow TNA, but if you're in, you know what this is about, and how valuable that it is that they would just let Gail Kim go. But she finally spoke up on Instagram. She thanked fans, peers, and the Knockouts division she helped forge, called it her heart. After 17 years, she's not quitting wrestling. Her passion's too strong. She's taking a breather, but promised this isn't the end. She's pushing for more women in leadership roles, and Gail's a legend. I can't wait to see what her next move. Everybody is sure that she will land on her feet, and that somebody with her star power and her knowledge and her ability is not gonna remain jobless. All right, so now let's get into some heavy hitting stuff on the WWE side, right? In Brussels, Belgium, right? John Cena punked a kid on Raw, and it's gold. This whole thing with John Cena is gold. His whole heel turn, everything that he's done, all the promos, man. It it is just such good stuff, man. Man, I think it was 2 weeks ago on Raw. Mid promo, this little Cena super fan, decked out in full Cena gear, yells, "I love you," in Cena in heel mode, said, "All of you, even that kid, are toxic, ... what a savage thing to do. But of course, everybody loved it. We all thought it was a good storyline. You can hear the following week in his thing, he was like, "You guys ate it up. You guys reposted it. You guys liked it." Okay, so TikTok's Burko underscore WWE tracked him down. 10 years a Cena fan since age 4. Kid says it was a blast. And getting called out, he called it a pride badge. He's my hero. I get he's playing the bad guy. Love the spirit. Cena is still his champ. What a good story. This little kid is so. I mean, he's just got. It's so great to see that he's not upset by it, that he understands the business better than some of us adults. And he didn't let it affect him to the point where, as you can see, some of the videos, kids are dumping out their whole WWE toy box just because Cena. This kid had great spirit. He had a whole bunch of. He just. It was good for him to be in this spot and then come out and talk about it. Onto something a little bit crazier is that Logan Paul is tossing around the idea about teaming with Cena. But he's paranoid. Cena might turn babyface and double cross him. Speaking of Newsweek, Paul hyped on heel Cena, but wary of giving him the redemption arc. Cena's on his farewell tour. He won the Elimination Chamber, teamed with The Rock, and he's challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title at Mania 41. He told Sports Illustrated that it's all about climbing daily hills. No spoilers, just watch. However, Charlotte Flair is throwing shade back at Cena, who vowed to erase Ric Flair's 16 title record with a 17th at Mania. She told The Independent, "You can't erase Flair. It's me too. If Cena beats my dad, I'll top him." Rick's calling her the best ever after her knee injury comeback, and I don't think that's accurate. She's hunting Tiffany Stratton's women title at Mania for number 15. The Fair Flame family is ready to brawl. I'll tell you what, whoever quoted that, man. Oh, no, Rick said that. Rick said she's the best ever after her knee injury. That does not sound like. All right. So anyway, this whole thing with John Cena, it's still just the greatest thing ever. I still love it so much. I think that's heavily predicted that he's going to win. I think they've telegraphed it too much with the shows that he's assigned to after Mania and the fact of the spinning belt and the way he said he's going to ruin wrestling. I just think it's almost a I think that it's almost a done deal. I think that if it's not already done, it's close to it. They've already decided he's winning, and we're gonna get this last run with him as a heel champion, and I think it's gonna be great because I already love heel Cena. All right, but that's the bell, guys. SmackDown's live from London tonight. Hit our preview video for that on the channel. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell. You guys are my MVPs, man. I want to tell you, and life's a grind, and some days drag you down like a bad gimmick match. But those dips, they're set up for the epic pops, guys. Better days are coming, even if the timing's off. If you're feeling low, talk to someone who sees your worth and knows your championship material. I'm on Facebook and X. If you're stuck, you're never alone. I love you all. I'm Vin C Punk. This is VK Punk Wrestling, and we the ones for wrestling content.